Okay, thank you. And I can say I'm honored to be here today to give an industrial perspective of knowledge transfer, or rather an ABB perspective, I should say. ABB is a global company working in power and automation technologies, and we are active in around 100 countries, and we have 120,000 employees worldwide. We want to have a globally strong and competitive ABB in Europe. And we think that one prerequisite for that is to have excellent research in Europe. And today we have 4 or 7 research offices in Europe. I will address 3 areas that ABB think are really relevant for knowledge transfer. First, world-class industrial relevant education and research at universities. ABB needs the European universities to educate their students in, for us, relevant technical areas and, of course, with relevant skills. This can only happen if the dialogue between industry and academia is set up in a structured way. Not only with industrial reference groups on a high level, we need to be more deeply involved in the actual master programs or whatever programs there are. One very interesting example on this, and very promising example, is the EIT Kick InnoEnergy, which we heard about this morning. And ABB is very active in InnoEnergy. And here the industry is heavily involved in designing and also participating in the master's program and the PhD programs. Secondly, platforms for collaboration between the industry and academia, strategic research and innovations program. From a knowledge transfer perspective, we think it's essential to have strategic research collaborations rather than ad hoc research projects. And if we want research results to be used by industry, we need to work more with industrial pull for R&D than academic push. As an example, I would like to share a quote with you. This was sent to one of my co-workers from a professor working at a university here in Europe, and it was regarding an FP7 project. And this is just an extraction from this email. And at the end of it, he says, "Apart from your consensus and some typical information of ABB, we will need no more work from you for the writing of the proposal." How very nice of him. What he says is he wants to write this proposal himself. He does not need ABB to be involved at all. And I can tell you it's not unusual that we get approached like this from the universities. And of course, we think this is fundamentally wrong. And I think there's virtually no chance that a project proposal written without industrial participation will end up in a successful project from a knowledge transfer perspective. Mobility between industry and academia. ABB in Sweden has about 10 adjunct professors and about 30 co-workers working part-time at the universities. And we believe this to be very valuable and an important tool for knowledge transfer. And mobility is strongly linked with the overall structure and incentive system, and it's not happening just on a random basis. An absolutely excellent example how this can be supported is the Swedish Vinmer program, which is a mobility program funded by Marie Curie Co-Fund and the Swedish research agency Vinnova. I think it's about 150 researchers that is currently active in this program. And we strongly believe EU funds should be used for this kind of mobility programs. And finally, I would like to raise some questions for discussion. How can we strengthen the incentives for mobility of academics? As I stated before, I think we have a lot of co-workers at the universities, but we find it very difficult to attract academics on a part-time basis to come to the industry. And I think I speak for more industries than just ABB in this case. And how can we secure optimal industrial use of EU project results? And I think part of this could be solved if we secure true industrial participation in the project proposal and execution phases. It is an absolute necessity to clarify this in the evaluation process to grant EU project funding. I'm referring to my example before. So, and please bear in mind that I've spoken from an ABB view, and we sincerely believe that research done as industrial and academic cooperation is very beneficial for Europe and by no means have a lower scientific excellence than pure academic research. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Helena, for your bright presentation and for your clear message. And mobility and strategic questions remain. So it once again tackles problems or questions of mobility and as well strategic issues. Yeah, this now brings us forward to the last presentation of this round by Lena Tsipouri from Greece. And Lena works at the Department for Economic Science at the European is involved in consulting work at EU, OECD and UN. She has a background in economic sciences and in technology management. And, well, I'm looking for another great presentation. Thank you, Lena.